Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, another film by Erwin C. Dietrich. The copyright on the back here, 1974's HEISSER, Sex in Bangkok. It is this one right here. This is a double feature that basically Hot Sex in Bangkok, 1974. IMDb has 1976. That could actually be the release date. This is directed, this is part of the Erwin C. Dietrich collection. Right here, region-free German Blu-rays. And I got this from diabolicdvd.com. Now, this collection here also put out by Ascot Elite, and this is the same company that puts out the Jess Franco Golden Goya collection of the films that Erwin C. Dietrich produced for Franco. So interestingly enough, this is Erwin C. Dietrich directing under his pseudonym Michael Thomas. He sometimes used that pseudonym. And we have great music by Walter Baumgartner and cinematography by Peter Baumgartner. Yes, they are related. So let's get into another film by Erwin C. Dietrich, Hot Sex in Bangkok. And this is actually a double feature Blu-ray. I'll be looking at the other one in the future. Another Bangkok film from him. But we're looking at this one here. Whoopsie whoopsie. Gotta, whoops, oh gosh, oh my gosh, gotta block all this stuff here. Look at this. Okay, we're looking at this poster right here. I'll have that poster on my Facebook page as well for 10 Room Bizarro. But Hot Sex in Bangkok, this 82-minute film details a bunch of guys, a bunch of supposed American guys in Bangkok, and kind of their sexual prowess, their sexual rendezvous. And one of the guys in the mix is somebody who isn't quite like the rest of the guys. And he's a guy that kind of wants something a little bit more serious and has a little bit of romance within him and yearning for companionship and marriage and love. Now, while this is going on, we also have kind of the story of two Bangkok girls who are prostitutes, who have interactions with these American guys and kind of their perspectives, their stories, mixing in with the guys' perspectives and their stories in the film. This film it has a lot of different pieces and elements and styles to it. So let's get right into it. This is Erwin C. Dietrich's 1974 Hot Sex in Bangkok, or HEISSER, Sex in Bangkok is how it goes right there. There it is. Let's get into it, folks. First and foremost, we're going to look at the music from Walter Baumgartner. He's done the music for tons of Erwin C. Dietrich films. He's even done some music for some Jess Franco films as well, like Girls in the Midnight Traffic that Dietrich produced. Now, the music in this film, I've never heard any of the pieces before, but we have some kind of Asian music that has some mystery and mystique to it. A little bit of ambiance and atmosphere at times too, a little bit sounding electronic at times, or oral. Or aural, or spacey, I guess is what I'm looking to say there, not oral. And also we also have these great jazz pieces in here as well, which almost kind of goes in and out of the Asian music, kind of almost like Asian moving back and forth with jazz. And the jazz in here has some wild guitar work that Walter Baumgartner is known for, especially in his Six Swedes films that I've done reviews for on this YouTube page that Dietrich directed. It's kind of like this really fast guitar. It's like very, very fast guitar work in here. And the jazz at times is the saxophone is real sultry and really in your face, but all the time, all the while, whenever this jazz music is playing throughout the film, and there are a group of different pieces of music in this film, whenever the jazz music is playing, it's very playful, it's very jovial. Yes, it's sexy, but it's also has a bit of energy to it, a bit of fast pace to it, and kind of the sexual adventures of the film. In the So we really have a lot, mostly jazz based, but like I said, we have some nice variations mixing in with the Asian mystique of the music at the same time. Now, stylistically in here, if you know Erwin C. Dietrich as a director, you know that he has some very, very just beautiful work. And this Erwin C. Dietrich collection here on Blu-ray, I mean, you know, it's unbelievable that it's even on Blu-ray, and it looks absolutely stunning. These definitely have to be from the negatives. Stylistically, we have a lot of interesting things going on here. We have some very interesting mirror work in here. This one wall of mirrors and this one ceiling of mirrors. We also have these metallic lamps that have reflections within them in various rooms, various of the sterile rooms in here. We also have kind of these rooms with this really small circular mirror on the wall and really interesting reflections through those small mirrors. Very wild shot out of nowhere in here, a point of view shot of a penis behind the pant zipper, and kind of it's like you're the point of view shot of the penis, and it gets unzipped and you see the woman's face there. So it's like really bizarre and really creative at the same time. Lots of flourishes. We have these kind of these sterile, almost Kubrick-like rooms at times. This one bathroom totally reminds me of the bathroom in room 237 of the movie The Shining, with the old decaying woman in the bathtub with Jack Nicholson. But we have a nightclub scene, and we also have the kind of this very bizarre hotel lobby of sorts in the film, where the guys kind of you know, go back and forth about what they want to do and such in their adventures. But we also have some very interesting, almost documentary-like footage, which reminded me a bit of the footage in Felicity of Bangkok. The poverty, the streets, these wondrous kind of scenes in a boat taking you through the waters of Bangkok as little boys are bathing, and women are cleaning bananas, and kind of the marshy waters, and very, very interesting arrangements. In the first 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes of the film, it almost seems like a Mondo film, as we get cockfights and we get you know, things with snakes and little animals, and wild fighting, and between guys with swords, and like kickboxing and all of this types of stuff. So there's that vibe in here as well too. Lots of shots of kind of like the red light district of Bangkok, lots of neon flashing lights and such. Now, one thing I really have to mention in for this movie is obviously it's dubbed. We have an English dub in here. And the dub work is, you know, it's fairly obvious. I mean, it's, you know, it's fairly obvious that it's dubbed. It could be slightly hilarious in the way it sounds to certain viewers. But you can hear it nonetheless very clearly. But the dialogue in this film is so freaking outrageously over the top. While this is a softcore film, you know, all the sex is simulated. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there is something that is a bit harder involving a cigar, a lit cigar. And that's all I'm going to say. You could probably use your imagination right there. But out of nowhere, in a film that has simulated sex, this comes in, and all of a sudden you're completely shocked. And it's actually very, very cool at the same time from a very pretty dancer in the nightclub scene. The dialogue, though, on the other hand, is not softcore. The dialogue is very X-rated. The dialogue, you know, words like pussy and dick. There's even a guy who likes to screw women's armpits. There's very bizarre, slightly homoerotic vibes, just vibes. There's talk of gangbangs and pussies, and I think I already mentioned that, but all this different stuff. And some of the guys are rather abrasive, rather kind of have like this hate towards women a little bit, kind of abuse them, and you know, let them go. Each guy has a kind of a different personality in here, but the dialogue is so outrageous. A couple of times I laughed out loud. I couldn't believe it. There's those pieces of dialogue where like these two girls from Bangkok are on a boat or something, and they'll just be, you know, asking a fisherman on the side of the water. Hey, did you catch anything out there tonight? And the guy, the guy will just be like, oh, go fuck yourself or something like that. I mean, it's like, what? You know, um, now I don't think that, I'm trying to remember, but it was like a scene like that at least. Where, people will just be talking, hey, how's it going? Yeah, go fuck yourself, you asshole. You're like, what? Oh yeah, I'll stick this in your pussy. You're like, well, wait a minute, what? Like, where the hell did this just come from? And the dialogue is wild for the entire 82 minutes of this film. Interesting perspectives from the Bangkok girls towards American men, and interesting perspectives of American men towards Bangkok girls. So this is very interesting. And the film, is in Bangkok. We have this one dancer in the nightclub scene that has kind of all this flair, and there's lights flashing, kind of around her. There's some really nice lights in this film, light glows, kind of pink and reds and different things kind of cascading over the screen at times. In terms of the sexuality of the film, like as I stated, it's softcore minus one particular scene, which probably gave it the 18 right there. So you're seeing full nudity from women and men, and you're getting a lot of penis in this film. Not erect, but penis nonetheless. One extremely small penis and a very, very big guy, which fulfills the stereotype, I guess, of bodybuilding. And simulated sexual situations that aren't really long. At that, and we also have some very interesting things involving kind of the prostitution, the hoe house, so to speak, and kind of like like as I stated, kind of a stripper club, a strip club. So lots of different interesting situations here, but the dialogue right off the bat is definitely, the dialogue is very in your face, very over the top, and X-rated, as I mentioned previously. Sex in Bangkok, Hot Sex in Bangkok by ERWIN DIETRICH is really, really, really interesting, just because of all the different facets of the film and feels of the film and vibes of the film, and the fact that it's taking place actually in Bangkok, which I don't believe any of the other ERWIN DIETRICH films that I've seen so far have been. But he was a world traveler, seemingly just like Jess Franco. So very, very wild, very funny and weird, and just if you're into sexploitation, especially obscure stuff. This is Hot Sex in Bangkok, 1974, ERWIN DIETRICH, part of the ERWIN DIETRICH collection. I got this on diabolicdvd.com. Can't really show most of these pictures on here, but that's okay. I already showed enough. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I just want to talk about more, and that I feel need to be talked about more. You can check out this YouTube page. I got tons of stuff on Jess Franco. There's Joe Sarno, sexploitation, adult, X-rated, horror, surreal, bizarre. Anything that I feel needs to be talked about more, and really concentrated in the past, mostly. I guess these really aren't reviews as much as they are me heaping praise on movies that I feel need to be praised more. There you go. Thank you so much, folks. Feel free to check out my own personal films by Googling Apartment 1014 Films. That's that. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great night.